Happy Show, Episode 4.
Happy Show!
Welcome back to the Happy Show. I am your host, Jared Archbold, and today's episode is all about life by design. Now, if you've been following my written blog over on medium.com, you've already read about this concept, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone really got the heart and the soul of this concept because it's really, really powerful. So if you can't read, you're in luck. Ever wish life was easier? Ever wish it just flowed along a lot better and you ran into a lot fewer obstacles? Well, you're in luck. It's called life by design. So I've got news for you. Everything in the universe has a design. It doesn't matter if it's a hammer, or a work boot, or a Bluetooth speaker, or your smartphone. Everything was designed with an intention, with a purpose. And it's not just the things you find around your house, it's your own health. So when it comes to our bodies and minds, this process was called evolution. We evolved to eat the way we eat, move the way we move, associate with other humans and animals the way we do in a very defined way because it's what worked. And because what works gets passed on in the gene pool, it sticks around. If it doesn't work, it's out of here. Okay, so how do you live life by design? Well, there's 3 steps I've come up with that have really, really worked for me in my life and my work with my clients. So here they are. All right, step 1, discover the design. Now, there's 4 steps or ways I access the design for my personal health and well-being. So the first thing I do is I read up on the current science. What are people, what has the studies said? What are the scientists talking about? What's the best nutrition for me? What's the best way to move my body? Read up, do some research, get online, do some Googling, and at the same time, take it all with a grain of salt. Just because scientists may agree on something doesn't mean it's right. There's been quite a few, examples of where they've gotten it horribly wrong. Again, you're going to take it with a grain of salt and you're going to combine it with the other 3 access points or steps, okay? So the second step is through anthropology. You're going to look back at the history of evolution. Now, this part of it isn't an exact science. They don't really know what it was like back then, but you can infer. You can ask yourself questions. You can, wonder, okay, what should I be eating? Well, did they have cheeseburgers back then? Probably not. Did they have pizza and ice cream? Probably not. So you can pretty much infer what they were eating. Again, you have to take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. They ate what was available to them. They might have eaten grubs and all kinds of bugs and weird things that you never in your life would ever want to ingest. That's okay. You have a grocery store. Again, it's not a perfect mapping on of what they were doing, but you can have it inform you, and again, inform all 4 steps so that what's going to work best for you. Number 3 is your own personal life experiences. Everyone might be saying broccoli is the best food in the world. It's so nutritious. It's so good for you. Well, that's great. But maybe when you eat broccoli, you get really bad gas. In that case, for you, it's not that great. So you've got to use your own personal life experiences. You've got to test things out, try them out, and see how they do for you. The 4th access or step is your own common sense. And this is where the other 3, you can really start taking things with a grain of salt, finding out what works, what doesn't work, what's a bunch of hooey, what maybe works for that person but doesn't work for you. It all comes together in step 4, which is common sense. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2 is to alter your actions. This is time to make new habits, get some support. This is probably the hardest step for most people. This is where a coach can really come into play and make a big difference for you. Getting a friend or a family member to take on an area of life with you. So maybe you're both taking on exercise and you get someone to go on walks with you. Or you're both taking on your nutrition and together you cut out gluten and grains. I don't know. But having support in this step is crucial. Step 3 is maintain. Okay, so once you've gotten the new habits going, you're taking these new actions, maybe you're even starting to see results, Now you actually have to maintain those results. This is where 99% of people fail when they go on diets or they go on new exercise regimes, is they don't maintain. So the maintenance stage can be something you just want to be prepared for, because it's not going to be the same as step 2, which is taking new actions. You now have demonstrated some level of ability in taking these new actions. Now it's just about creating patterns, creating structures in your life that help you continue to take the actions over time. And that's it. It's those 3 steps. Step 1, discover the design. Step 2, take new actions. And step 3, maintain. Okay? So it's simple, but it's not easy. Find some friends to support you with whatever it is you're taking on. Hire a coach. Anything you can think of to create structures in your life that have you succeed. All right? And then you can actually start to experience life in a much easier way. Now, this whole video was all about health and nutrition and movement and things like that to apply the Life by Design principle. It doesn't stop there. It applies to everything in your life. Your car, your hairdryer, anything you can think of. So if you're finding you're having difficulty in an area of your life or just not going smoothly, take a look. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not following the design of the thing you're interacting with, whether it's a structure or a product or who knows, I don't know. It could be anything. So with that said, if there's any way I can be of support, please let me know. You can get in contact with me and ask me questions, whatever you've got. I'd love to support you in learning how to live life by design.
Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.